You've been running, not from a predator, not from danger, but from the weight of your own reflection. Somewhere deep down, you know there is a truth you've buried. You placed it in a quiet corner of your mind, convinced that ignoring it would make life easier, convinced that silence is safety. But that truth is not silent, it waits, it festers, it whispers, and no matter how far you run, its voice follows. We live in a world where hiding is rewarded, where pretending is praised, where masks are mistaken for strength, and avoidance is labeled as maturity. We smile when we are breaking, we say I'm fine when we're not. We convince ourselves that everything is okay, even when every fiber of our being screams otherwise. We tell ourselves that denial is peace, but denial is only a prison with invisible walls. Every time you ignore what you feel, every time you silence your own voice, you lose a piece of yourself. Slowly, piece by piece, you become a stranger. You wake up one day, and the person in the mirror is someone you don't recognize. Not because life changed you, but because you abandoned yourself to survive. There is a cost to ignoring your truth. That cost is your freedom. The truth you avoid doesn't vanish, it transforms. It becomes anxiety. It becomes exhaustion. It becomes the shadow that follows you into every relationship, every decision, every silent night when you're alone with your thoughts. It becomes the gnawing feeling that something is wrong, but you can't quite explain why. We are taught to suppress, to smile, to push forward. But you can only carry a lie for so long before it crushes you. The soul was not built to live in deception, not even self-deception. And every time you choose denial over honesty, you are making a silent trade. Comfort for authenticity, ease for depth, illusion for reality. But the illusion doesn't last. The bill always comes due. Think of the last time you felt deeply uncomfortable, not because of pain inflicted by someone else, but because of the weight of your own unspoken truth. Maybe you stayed in a relationship you knew was destroying you. Maybe you clung to a job that drained your spirit, convincing yourself it was security. Maybe you silenced your dreams because they made other people uncomfortable. Whatever it was, you know this feeling, the quiet betrayal of yourself. And betrayal from within is worse than betrayal from anyone else. Because you can leave others. You can cut ties, change cities, rebuild your life. But you cannot escape yourself. And when you betray yourself, the punishment is silent but relentless. It shows up in the emptiness you feel even when everything looks fine from the outside. It shows up in the exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix. It shows up in the way you flinch at honesty, because deep down, honesty threatens to unravel the lies you've carefully built. The truth you ignore becomes the enemy you fight every day. It is not life that exhausts you. It is not other people. It is the war you wage with yourself. Most people don't notice this. They blame circumstances. They blame other people. They blame luck. But the truth is simpler and much harder to face. You cannot heal from what you refuse to see. You cannot grow from what you will not name. You cannot transform if you do not first confront. This is why your life feels stagnant. This is why you repeat the same patterns, the same mistakes, the same heartbreaks. You think you're moving forward, but you're only rearranging the same pain in a different order. The walls of your prison are made of your own silence. The moment you look at the truth, the walls crack, the prison dissolves. The fear is temporary, but freedom is permanent. The truth is not your enemy. The truth is your path home. But here is the hardest part. Facing the truth means death. Not death in the physical sense, but death of the person you pretended to be. Death of the illusions you built to survive. Death of the lies that kept you safe but small. And death is terrifying. That's why so many people never wake up. They would rather live a comfortable lie than walk through the fire of truth. But, if you are listening to this, something in you is ready. Something in you is tired of running. Imagine a mirror, a real one, not the kind you glance at when fixing your appearance, but a mirror that reflects the soul. You stand before it, and there is no hiding, no makeup, no mask, no carefully crafted identity. Just you, the truth of who you are, stripped bare. At first, you want to look away. The shame is unbearable. The fear is paralyzing. But then you notice something strange. The reflection isn't cruel. It isn't angry. It's just honest. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to free you. You start to see the beauty in the brokenness. You start to understand that your pain is not proof of weakness, but proof of survival. You see the patterns you've been living out, the ones you inherited from a world that taught you to shrink, and you realize that this truth is not here to punish you, it's here to guide you. This is the paradox of truth. It feels like death, but it's actually rebirth. Every fear you face loses power. Every wound you name begins to heal. Every secret you bring into the light loses its ability to control you. The moment you choose truth over illusion, you choose life. Not the shallow kind of life filled with distractions and numbing, but a deeper life, a life that feels like breathing for the first time. You may be wondering why this matters. Why bother digging up old wounds? Why not just keep moving forward and forget the past? Because the past is not dead. The past is alive inside you, shaping every decision you make. You cannot outrun it. You cannot bury it. You can only face it. And when you face it, something extraordinary happens. The pain transforms into wisdom. The fear transforms into courage. The shame transforms into strength. The truth you've been avoiding is not a monster, it's a key. And behind every locked door in your soul, there is freedom waiting. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding? What part of myself am I unwilling to see? Sit with the discomfort. Let it burn. Let it teach you. Because if you can stay with the discomfort long enough, you will realize it's not the enemy you thought it was. This is what growth feels like. It feels like breaking, but in reality you are breaking open. One day you will look back and realize that the person you were afraid to face was the very person you were meant to become. That all along, the truth wasn't here to hurt you. It was here to set you free. The choice is yours. Keep running, keep pretending, keep ignoring the quiet voice inside. Or stop, turn around, face the mirror, because the truth you're avoiding is the only thing that can save you.